Okay, so I have my I 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I'm going to start by making a slip knot and chaining 6. Okay, going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then in each remaining chain. Okay, that's row 1. For row 2, chain 1 turn, I'm going to single crochet once in each single crochet. So at the end of row 1 and row 2, I'll have 5 stitches. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, for row 3, I'm going to chain 1 turn, and I'm going to make 2 single crochet in my first stitch. Then I'm going to single crochet in 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to make 2 single crochet in the last stitch. Okay, you'll have 7 stitches. For row 4, chain 1 turn, single crochet once in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 'Did I get that whole stitch there? And 7. Okay, for row 5, chain 2 and turn. You're going to make 2 single crochet in your first stitch. You're going to single crochet in 5 stitches, and then you'll make 2 single crochet in that last stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in that last stitch, you'll make 2 single crochet. So at the end of row 5, you'll have 9 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. For rows 6 and 7, you're just going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so that was row 6. Now for row 7, chain 1 turn, and once again you're making 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, now for row 8, chain 1 and turn. You're going to single crochet 2 together. Okay, so you single crochet the first 2 stitches together. You're going to single crochet in 5 stitches, and then you'll single crochet the last 2 stitches together. 2 stitches left, single crochet them together. Chain 1 and turn. At the end of row 8, you'll be left with 7 stitches. So now we're just going to single crochet once in each of those 7 stitches. Okay. Chain 1 and turn. Now for row 10, we're going to single crochet 2 together. Those first 2 stitches, single crochet them together. Now you're going to single crochet in 3 stitches. And then the last 2 stitches, single crochet those last 2 together. Okay, at the end of row 10, you're left with 5 stitches. Now for row 11, chain 1 and turn, and you're going to single crochet once into each stitch. Okay. For row 12, chain 1 and turn, single crochet the first 2 together. You're going to single crochet in 1 stitch and then single crochet those last 2 together. You're left with 3 stitches. So now for row 13, chain 1 and turn, you're going to single crochet all 3 of those stitches together. Okay. And then we're going to continue single crocheting all the way around to give the ear a nice finished look. Okay. Single crocheting around the entire ear. Okay, and then when you get back to the bottom where you began, you can finish off. You need to leave a nice long tail because we will be sewing the ear onto the hood. Okay, so one ear is done. Now you're going to do the same thing again. Repeat that process for the second ear, and I'll do that with you. So once again, you're going to start by chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and in each remaining chain you'll have 5 stitches. For row 2, chain 1 and turn, and single crochet once into each of those 5 stitches. Okay, chain 1 and turn. For row 3, 2 single crochet in that first stitch, single crochet in the next 3, and then make 2 single crochet in that last stitch. Chain 1 and turn. For row 4, you're just going to single crochet once in each of those 7 stitches. Okay. For row 5, you're going to make 2 single crochet in that first stitch, you're going to single crochet in 5 stitches, and then make 2 single crochet in that last stitch. Okay, at the end of row 5, you're going to have 9 stitches, chain 1 and turn. For rows 6 and 7, you're just single crocheting once in each of those 9 stitches. Okay, so that was row 6, chain 1 and turn. And now for row 7, do the same thing again. 1 single crochet in each of those 9 stitches. For row 8, we're going to begin decreasing now. You're going to single crochet those first 2 stitches together. Now you're going to single crochet in 5 stitches. And then you're going to single crochet those last 2 stitches together. For row 9, chain 1, turn, you're going to single crochet once into each of those 7 stitches. For row 10, chain 1. Well, you're chaining 1 and turning at the beginning of each row. So if I forget to say it sometimes, I apologize. For row 10, you're going to single crochet your first 2 stitches together. Then you're going to single crochet in 3. And then you're going to single crochet those last 2 stitches together. Chain 1 and turn. For row 11, single crochet once in each of your 5 stitches. Okay, chain 1, turn. For row 12, single crochet 2 together, single crochet once, single crochet 2 together, chain 1 and turn. For row 13, you're going to single crochet those 3 stitches together, just like before, you're going to single crochet around the entire ear. Sorry. Okay, all right, and you're done. Go ahead and cut your yarn. Remember, you're leaving a nice long tail so you can sew this onto your hood. Okay, so now you have your 2 ears. Okay, all right, so now we need to make our unicorn horn. Okay, so for our unicorn horn, we are going to use a different color yarn. I'm going to use gray. This is also a number 5. I believe it's the number 5. It won't really matter because you'll just stop when you feel like your unicorn horn is tall enough. So you can use a number 5 or even a number 6, but you are still using your I 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Okay. You're going to start by making a magic ring. Oh, and you will need a stitch marker, a locking stitch marker preferably. Make a magic ring. I have a video on my website or on my channel if you don't know how to make a magic ring or magic circle. And go ahead and single crochet 4. You're also going to need polyfill. We'll be stuffing the horn with polyfill at the end. Okay. All right, single crochet 4, and then you're going to join to the top of your first single crochet. And I apologize. These darker color yarns are harder to see on camera. I typically try not to use them, but I didn't want to make a light gray horn. I didn't think it would look right with the light color of the cowl. Okay, so you're going to join to that first single crochet that you made. Then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to make 2 single crochet in that first single crochet. So that single crochet that you joined to, you were always working into that stitch, okay? So I made my magic ring 4 single crochet. I joined to the top of that first single crochet, chain 1, and then I made 2 single crochet into that same stitch that I joined to. Okay? I'm going to use a stitch marker to mark my first stitch, because it gets a little confusing when you're working in the round and your work is still so small. It's hard to see where the stitches are. So in your next stitch, you're going to single crochet just once. In the stitch after that, you're going to make 2 single crochet. And you can tighten up that magic ring there. This part, so the yarn tail from the magic ring will end up being on the inside of the horn. So this is the inside, this is the outside, okay? Okay, so you're making 2 single crochet in that next stitch, 1 and 2, and then 1 single crochet in that last stitch. Okay, It's harder in the beginning here. All right, then you're going to join again to that first single crochet that you made. Okay, and then you're going to chain 1 and single crochet once into each stitch. Okay, so that's my first single crochet. I'm going to use a stitch marker to mark that for myself. So you'll have 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, join to that first stitch. Okay, and then for round 5, chain 1, and you're going to make 2 single crochet in that first stitch. I'm going to reattach my stitch marker to that first stitch. So I just made 2 in the first stitch. That'll work. And now you're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, and now in the next stitch, I'm going to make 2 single crochet. 1, 2, and now my last 2 stitches, I'm just going to single crochet once. 1, 2. So now you'll have 8 single crochet at the end of round 5. You're going to go ahead and join to that first single crochet, chain 1, and you're going to single crochet once into each stitch. Okay, and always reattach your stitch marker. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now you're going to attach, join to the top of that first single crochet. And now for round 7, chain 1, 2 single crochet in that first stitch. 1, 2. Reattach your stitch marker. Now you're going to single crochet in 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to single crochet, make 2 single crochet in the next stitch. 1, 2, and then you'll single crochet once in those last 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm sure you're seeing the pattern form here. We are alternating rounds where you increase and then where you just single crochet around, and then you increase and single crochet around, and each round where you increase, we end up increasing by 2 stitches. Okay, so join to the top of that first single crochet. We just completed round 7 and you should have 10 stitches. So you're going to join, chain 1, and then you're just going to single crochet once in each stitch for round 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Join to the top of that first single crochet. Now for round 9, chain 1 and then 2 single crochet in that first stitch. Reattach your stitch marker, single crochet in 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now make 2 single crochet in that next stitch, and then single crochet in the last 4 stitches. And I do apologize for the squeaky yarn. 2, 3, and for Sarge. Okay, I think my son's having a friend over. Okay, my yarn got a little tangled up here. Okay, so at the end of round 9, you should have 12 stitches. Okay, so now you're going to join. Okay, you're going to chain 1, and you're just single crocheting once in each stitch. So that's my first one. I'm going to reattach that stitch marker. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Now for round 11. Okay, so you join, chain 1, and then for round 11, make 2 single crochet in that first stitch. Reattach your stitch marker, and then you're going to single crochet in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then in the next stitch, you'll make 2 single crochet. I don't know why this is so tangled. Just had it. Okay, sorry. All right, so 2 single crochet in that next stitch. 1, 2, and then in your last 5 stitches, you're going to single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, join to the top of that first single crochet. Okay, and now for round 12, you're going to chain 1 and single crochet once in each stitch. Make sure you always reattach that stitch marker. 2, 3, and you should have 14 stitches now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, join to the top chain 1, and now for round 13 you're going to make 2 single crochet in that first stitch. 1, 2, and then you're going to single crochet in 6. 1, oops, I forgot to reattach my stitch marker. Don't forget to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make 2 single crochet in that next stitch, 1 and 2, and then single crochet once in the last 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and at the end of this round you will have 16 stitches. Okay, and this, you can shove that yarn tail in. Okay, you're going to join. Okay, and now for round 14, chain 1 and single crochet once in each stitch. Reattach that stitch marker. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, go ahead and join again. Chain 1 and make 2 single crochet in that first stitch. 1 and 2. Reattach that stitch marker, and then you're going to single crochet in the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make 2 single crochet in that next stitch. And then single crochet in the last 7 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, join. Chain 1. At the end of round 15 you'll have 18 stitches, so for round 16 now you're going to chain 1 and single crochet once into each stitch. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, all right, and I think I'm going to stop there. Let's see here. I don't want the horn to be too large. I think that'll probably be a good size for the cowl. So go ahead and join, and then you're going to finish off. Leave a long yarn tail so that you can sew your horn onto the hood, okay? Okay, so now you're going to grab your polyfill. Okay. And you're going to stuff the unicorn horn full of polyfill. You can use the end of your crochet hook or the stick that comes in the polyfill bag. I don't know where it is right now. And you want to make sure that you put, I should have done this first, a smaller amount in the tip because you don't want it to be empty here and then have a big ball of polyfill there. Make sure you're distributing it evenly in the horn so it doesn't look weird. Okay, a little bit more. I think I use a lot. I know some people don't like to use too much polyfill, but I don't like it when they're, like, I wouldn't want the horn to look smushed. Like smushed down, you know. So if you have a lot of polyfill in there, it'll keep it straight up. Okay. All right, so now we have our unicorn horn, we have our 2 ears, we have our cowl. We need to assemble everything together and attach some unicorn hair. Okay, so now I have, like I said, I have my cowl, the unicorn horn stuffed with polyfill, and my 2 ears. And I have chosen these 4 colors for the unicorn mane. I've made a lot of unicorn things, and I tend to use pastel colors, so I wanted to do something different. So I thought these bright colors would be nice and fun. But first, I'm going to begin by attaching my unicorn horn. So what you want to do is you want to grab your unicorn horn and a tapestry needle. You're going to thread that yarn onto your tapestry needle and then decide where you want to position the horn. I would suggest putting the seam towards the back so you don't see it from the front, and you want to have it centered, as centered as you can get it, okay? And what I like to do, I like to work through that last stitch and just work my way back and forth all the way around, okay? So I'm going to send this yarn down. Okay, and then when it comes back up, I'm going to work it through that stitch and try to make sure that polyfill stays on the inside of the horn. Okay, and remember it's supposed to be circular at the base, so try to keep it that way. Don't stretch it out into an oval. So that's what it looks like from the front. Make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, and you're almost back at the beginning. Okay. All right, so there we have the unicorn horn on the front of the hood. I'm really happy with how that looks. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and weave this in. I'm always really worried about things coming apart, so I like to tie in a knot. So I'll do something like this and then thread it through the middle there. Tighten that. And then just pass it back and forth a few times. Okay, and then just snip the end, and your horn is attached. Okay, now we need to add our ears. Okay, so the working yarn, so this is where this is the yarn from the chain we made. This is the working yarn. Where your working yarn is, that's the bottom of the ear, so that's where you'll be attaching it to the hood. So go ahead and thread on your tapestry needle and decide where you want to position the ears. I think usually towards the back of the horn and then a few rows down is good. So I'm going to attach it here. The first one's a little easier. When you're attaching the second ear, you need to make sure it's the same distance from the horn as the first one. So that gets to be harder. So what I like to do now is just stitch it back and forth, so just like this. Okay, so I attach that end. I'm going to put my yarn down, come up the back, and through the bottom of that ear. So I'll pass my yarn down into the hood, and then up behind, and pass it through. Pass it back down, and I'm going to go back. So I attached it this way. I'm going to go back that way just to make sure it's extra secure. It's okay if they're a little floppy. I think it looks cute, but you don't want it to look messy. Okay, so with this ear, I ended the yarn on this side. So what I'll do with this side is pass it down along this side and then pass it into the hood on the right. And that way I have yarn ends on both sides, and then I'll thread them over to each other and tie them off. I think that helps secure it a little bit and make it stand up more, but I'm not sure. Seems to. I'm just passing this yarn down. Just weaving it back and forth so that it's not so noticeable from the front. Okay, so here, I'll just pass it into the hood. Okay. And then on the inside, I don't want to tie it off here because I don't like it when there's like so much yarn like that because I can pull it. So I'm going to thread this yarn over to the other side and then tie them off. Okay, now they're next to each other. And tie that a few times, and then you'll weave those ends in. Okay, so you have your first ear. think it looks really cute. It's a little floppy, but I think that's cute, so I'm happy with it. So now for your second ear, make sure you're using the working yarn end. Remember, this is from the chain, so that's not the yarn that you're using to sew it onto the hood. You're using this yarn. Thread your tapestry needle onto your yarn. And now you want to determine where you need to attach it. And the tricky part is your yarn's not here, it's down here. So it's not like you can just say, oh, attach it 2 rows down. You have to figure out where it starts at the bottom here. So it looks like at the edge of the horn, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. It's attached on the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then probably back here. I'm thinking. So let's see how that looks. If I attach it there, it looks like it'll be about the same. Actually, I think I need to go 1 row back. Sorry. Okay, and then you're just going to do the same thing. You're just going to pass that yarn back and forth around those stitches. I'm sorry. Okay, and then just like with the other ear, I'm going to go back again and do it all over again. Go the other way. Okay, let's see here. Okay, you're going to pass that yarn down and then weave down that other yarn tail. Okay, there you go. And then once again, you're going to finish off from the inside. Tie them together. All right, and you have your horn and your ears attached. Okay, you're gonna have to weave in all those ends, but I like to do that at the end. So now we're going to attach the hair. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with pink and then move to purple, yellow, and then blue. So you're gonna wanna cut strips. I like to use 2 at a time. So let's see here. Probably gonna want them to be about that long. Decide how long you want your strips to be. And ideally, since I'm making a tutorial, I can't do it now, but I would suggest cutting all of the hair beforehand, because stopping and cutting and then tying and then stopping to cut again, I think it's more time consuming. I think it's quicker if you just cut all the hair you need and then tie it on. So I'm gonna start with my pink, and I like to do 2 at a time. So I'm gonna take my 2 pieces of yarn and then decide where I want to start, probably like around here at the base of the horn. And what I do is I take my hook, pass it under a stitch, okay? I have this yarn here folded over, as you can see. You're gonna use your crochet hook to pull that yarn underneath, okay? And now pass this yarn through the loop and then tie it in on, okay? just like that. Okay, so you want to make sure you get nice and close to the horn. So I'm going to do the same thing here for this stitch. Pull it through. Tie it in a knot. And what I would probably do is do 2 rows of each color. And I think if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each row, I think that's enough. You don't need it to be too thick. And then I would do pink and then purple, yellow, and blue. Okay. So I'll show you. I'm going to go ahead and just begin. I'll do the next few rows. And I'll show you how the color change looks. And it's better to cut the hair too long than too short because you can always give it a haircut when you're done. So I'm just going to work on this side of the mane for now to show you. Okay, so it's only half of the head, but that's what 2 rows of pink looks like. So now I'm going to go ahead and do 2 rows of purple. You could also do spirals, braids, braid the yarn together and then attach it. The spirals also look cute. I've seen people do that before. And I do have a tutorial on my channel on how to crochet a spiral. And if you go hop over to my blog, you'll see that I also use the spirals for the top of my turkey hat pattern. And I don't have a video tutorial of that, but if you ever see a pattern on my blog that you feel would be helpful to have a video tutorial of, just leave me a comment. I'm always looking for ideas and suggestions. And the best way for me to know what you guys want tutorials of is if you guys tell me. Okay, so done with the purple. And I think this is looking really cute. Okay, now I'm gonna do yellow. I decided not to add green. I don't know, I just liked how these 4 colors looked together. But again, you can do anything you want. You could just do shades of purple, different shades. Do any color. You could do more natural looking and stick with browns and tans or black and white. And actually, when I'm doing this, usually if I'm not making a video, figure out how long piece of string needs to be to make 2 pieces of hair, and I'll cut longer lengths and then just snip them in half and attach them. It's quicker. Okay, so now you have the pink, purple, and yellow, and actually that looks really cute too, just those 3 colors. But I really like this shade of blue, so I'm going to go ahead and add it. And I love the color green. I just didn't have a shade that I thought went well with these colors here, so and I'm just going to stop here. This will give you a good enough idea of how these colors look together and how it looks when you just do 2 rows on each side. I think it's thick enough. And then what I'll do is to complete this, I'll do the same thing down the middle and then down on this side like I did here. But I think those colors look really nice together, and I'm really happy with how the hooded unicorn cowls turned out. All right, well, I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. I know it was long, but I wanted to do a crochet along. I think sometimes that can be more helpful. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My goal is to bring you at least 1 new tutorial every week while the kids are in school. So I'm also going to be doing the same thing, posting patterns on my blog. I hope to get at least 1 pattern up a week. So hop on over there and subscribe to my email list, and don't forget to like this video. Thank you.